Y'all know what time it is, baby. Y'all know what time it is. It's almost time for the SWAC championship game versus PV and JSU. Now, we all know the winner of this game will have a chance to compete for the Celebration Bowl versus my home team, South Carolina State, which y'all better stop disrespecting, all right? Don't count them out yet. Now, if you would like to donate to the channel, you can do so through Cash App. I'll put that picture up right there. Had to get that out the way. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. And I'm so excited, I had to get off work early, right? That's why, because I told y'all in the previous video I wasn't going to be able to watch it. I'm home early. I'm able to watch the game. And I wanted to put out a pregame before the game starts. So that way, just to give y'all a little something to think about. Now, let's talk about it. If I'm JSU's defense, I'm putting all the pressure on Jawan Pass. Be the hero today. I dare you. I want you to be the hero today. Show me that you could put the team on your back. Because, see, just from me, from knowing Jawan Pass throughout his whole career, because I've been a fan, ever since he was dubbed the next Lamar Jackson, the successor to Lamar Jackson when he was at Louisville, that was just too much pressure from him, and it seemed like he could never recover, right? I'm keeping that in mind if I'm the defensive coordinator. If I'm Dennis Thurman, I'm keeping that in mind. Because from week one, since he got the PV, he has a good game, he has a bad game. Back to back to back to back, right? You don't know what Jawan Pass you're going to get throughout the season on a weekly basis. You don't know. He don't even know, right? So now, I'm looking at it like this. Jaden Stewart is a great running back, the freshman running back for PV. He's a very good running back, right? A very talented individual. I'm a fan of all three. Him and Damian Brooks are number 5 for PV. I'm a fan of their whole stable of running backs. With that being said, yes, he averages 5 yards a carry on the season. But Valley was able to keep you under 50 yards last week, if I'm not mistaken. You had 49 yards. You had 3 touchdowns, but you were pretty close to the end zone. Still, you had 3 touchdowns. Can't take that away from you. But they kept you under 50 yards, and they held you to 3 yards a carry. If they can do that, as great as Valley is, me as a JSU coach, you know what I'm gonna do? Do you know what I'm gonna do? Come on, bruh. I'm taking you out the equation. What's this? What that is? I'm taking you out the equation. That's simple, right? Because if Valley's front seven can do that, JSU's front seven can definitely do that. And JSU's front seven better do that today, right? So taking you out automatically. Now it's on you, Jawan. You want to stretch the field? Do it. Do it. The same way people believe that JSU's defensive backs aren't as good as the rest of that defense, that they're really being protected by the front seven. Okay, fine. If y'all believe that, as far as JSU goes, all of them do is believe in themselves. So they're like, fine. And let it be what it is. Y'all want to throw deep. Spread the field out. Let's really go one-on-one. It's gonna be some one-on-one matchups. Let's really go one-on-one. Test Nugget. We want that. That's what y'all have to be thinking, right? I know Dennis Thurman is thinking the same thing as well. Test Al Young. Test Kevrick Wiggins. Randall Haney. Test them. That's what we want. But if that front seven does its job like it has been doing all season, like they have been doing all season, probably won't even get a chance to do that because they're going to be on this behind from day one, like from snap one. James Houston, Keontae, especially Keontae, being that he's a senior and he was here from the beginning, he has the chance to be in a Celebration Bowl, his last game at the Vet in front of a sold-out crowd. These seniors are feeling it. I bet even CJ Nunnally goes off today. Seriously. I bet even he turns it up a little bit because you got to feel that. Like, you have to feel some type of emotion with this being your last game at the Vet. So there's that, right? Now, when keeping Jawan Pass in check, you have to understand that he is a dynamic athlete who you cannot take anything away from. Anything. They will call design runs for Jawan Pass. This is a kid who Nick Saban wanted badly out of high school. He's talented. So when they call those design runs, keep a spy for him throughout the whole game, whether he's going to run or not. Because when he takes off, he's going to take a chunk of yardage with him. He's a big quarterback who don't mind lowering his shoulder when he has to gain more yards. That can be hurtful, especially knowing what mobile quarterbacks were able to do to Jackson State. I.e. Andrew Body and Felix Harper. So please wrap him up because Felix Harper got open a little. He got loose a little too much when y'all had the sack last week. Wrap him up, keep a spy on him, make sure he don't go anywhere, and just take that running game out of it. He's gonna get some yards, of course. He's a great athlete and he has a cannon arm. But please keep a spy on him. Y'all have to know at some point he's gonna try to run during this game. He's a gifted athlete, very gifted. So there's that, right? But as long as you keep that pressure on him, I'm confident as a defensive coordinator he's going to fold because he's never shown me anything otherwise, at least not consistently throughout his college career. So keep that pressure on him, keep a spy on him, you should be fine. As for the JSU offense, right? If I'm Warren Newman, or any other senior, CJ Dunbar, all of those guys, you know how important this is. For the guys who've been there from day one, to finally have a chance to be competing for a Celebration Bowl in front of this is your last game at the vet, in front of the sold-out crowd. Emotions have to be running high. You have to take advantage of that. Warren Newman, I need a big day from you. You are the guy to move the chains in between the seams. You are important. You're important. Nobody says it enough, but you're important. You're 3 weeks removed from that injury, so hopefully you're playing. So I would assume that you're better now. I want a big performance from you. I want you to cap out your career at the vet in a spectacular fashion. And same goes for every senior. Shador's going to do what he does, right? He's efficient with the football. We shouldn't have to worry about anything with him except just, this ain't the time to make any freshman mistake, right? This is a big game. Don't make any freshman mistake. This just is not the time for it. But with that being said, you have confidence in Shador because he's been playing like a seasoned veteran throughout the whole season. Now, of course, you're gonna look for Wyman. That's your safety net. Wyman gonna do what he do. Malachi, such a great talent. Please, nobody catches today. Nobody catches today. He has a tendency to do that sometimes instead of using his hands, right? But, go off like you've been doing all season. We already talked about Warren Newman. Joshua Lanier, I'm still waiting for you to have a breakout game. I believe in you. Everybody else done wrote you off. I still believe in you. You can have a breakout game before the season is over. You got potentially 2 more games to do so. So, at the very least 1. So, please, please, please let that be today, right? Got to get him going. Peyton Pickett, J.D. Martin, and the run game. I don't expect much from it. We haven't really seen it all season. There's no reason to expect it now. I will say this. If you can get about 60 to 70 yards, that would help a lot instead of like 45 to 50. If you can get that extra 25, you could put JSU in a nice little spot, get the tough yardage when it needs to be get, and that's about that. But what Peyton Pickett can do is provide a lot of service catching out of the backfield like he's been doing all season. He's a really good back in that area of this game. Him and J.D. Martin as well. Get J.D. Martin to the outside at least. Try that a little bit, but I expect nothing from the run game, and I haven't all season really. Now, if you're PV, you don't believe that those DBs are good. Well, you believe that they're getting saved by the front 7. Stretch that ball out. Stretch the field out. Take shots. Your quarterback probably got the biggest arm in the SWAC. Undoubtedly. Take shots. Please take shots. Do that. You're going to get a matchup you want in one-on-one eventually. And when you do, take advantage of that. If you want to pick on Shiloh, do that. You want to pick on CJ Nunnally, do that. Those are the 2 guys who have been getting picked on the most when you look at the field from a weekly basis. So if you want to pick on them, try it. Try it. I'm not saying that's your best bet, but you should go for it. Seriously. And that's not to discredit CJ or Shiloh, but out of all the DBs, that's where they fall at on that depth chart, right? When it comes to covering. So do that, right? If they do not put a spy on Jawan Pass, let him get what he can get. Like, let them take everything JSU's defense give them, because keep in mind, JSU's defense can over pursue at times. They can definitely do that. So take what they give you, right? If Jaden Stewart is not able to get going, you're gonna have to rely on Jawan Pass. Him being a senior, you should have some faith that maybe, just maybe, you'll get the Jawan Pass versus Alcorn this week versus JSU. Now, as for your defense, that defensive lineman that y'all have, whose name eludes me, his name does elude me. He's a beast. He's all conference for a reason. He has 14 QB hurries on the season for a reason. Mix him up. Because if I'm an offensive coordinator, the first thing I'm going to do is treat him like NFL offenses treat Aaron Donald. I'm doubling you every play. I'm tripling you if I could. I'm taking you out. You're not going to get a chance to get to Shador if I'm the offensive coordinator. So what you need to do to combat that is move him around. Move that kid around all over the line every play, or every couple of plays, because they're going to account for him. They know who he is. They're going to account for him. Now you have two DBs who are all conference, second team all conference on your roster. How you deal with this passing game, I do not know. I suggest what you. Well, here's the thing, right? You attack the two big guys, the two twin towers for this offensive passing game, Malachi Wideman and Keith Corbin. That's what you do, and then you make Warren Newman, you make Joshua Lanier give you a big game. Like you make that happen. But keep in mind that they have 5 receivers on that roster who have over 30 receptions for 300 yards. So that's not going to be an easy task by any stretch of the imagination. Now, overall, I think this game is a lot closer than people assume that it's going to be. I hope I'm wrong, because of course I want to see Jackson State win it, right? But, we'll see what happens. I'm not saying it's going to be like an overtime game, but I think it'll be closer than the 45-21 scores that people have it being. You do those things, both teams, you do these things, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But somebody has to come out on top, right? Because if somebody isn't going to do what they need to do at some point during this game, and it'll be up to the other team to capitalize. Like I said, hopefully that's JSU, because I root for them. Now, with that being said, man, you are watching the CFL podcast. I got to get ready to watch this game. Thank you for watching. I go by the name of Kobe. Peace.